so let's start with the refuge and bodhicitta. Refuge is then think of Buddha, Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. Thinking of Buddha, Dharma and Sangha is not thinking of a statue, text and monks, but thinking of Buddha, Dharma and Sangha is then the quality of the Buddha, that is enlightened wisdom and compassion, the essence of Dharma, and that is also wisdom and compassion, and the essence of Guru is also the embodiment of wisdom and compassion. Then think of these as the absolute protector, savior, object of our refuge. Okay? And then with this devotion, think you and me with our parents of this life, father in the right side, mother in the left side, relatives surrounding, and all the human beings and non-human beings, living beings and then dead beings. Okay, so seen, unseen, all the living beings together with us, and most importantly the enemies, and not somewhere at the corner, somewhere in the distance, but in front. Okay, include all of them together with this devotion in Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. Take refuge from this very moment to until we get enlightenment. How? Who we take refuge is Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. Essentially they are enlightened wisdom and compassion. Clear, yeah? The object of refuge. How we take refuge then is not only ourselves, family and so on, but we take refuge together with all sentient beings, and most importantly giving priority to the enemies. Take the refuge together, all sentient beings. For how long? 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, one lifetime? Not as limited as that. Take refuge until we all attain enlightenment. Okay? Until we attain enlightenment, there is no other object of refuge for us. Have this confidence inside. Then take refuge. Okay? Taking refuge is then giving, let's say, offering ourselves to the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, surrendering ourselves to the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. Okay? So that's refuge. Is that clear? So we do the refuge in this way. The motivation then is for the benefit of all sentient beings. Okay? So see, refuge, object of refuge, 3 Ratna. How long until we attain enlightenment? How many of us, all sentient beings together, giving the enemies most priority? Okay? And with what heart devotion? Is it blind faith? No. Why? Because we know Buddha, Dharma and Sangha is not something that we believe, but something that we understand to be enlightened wisdom and compassion. Is it? So devotion here have no place for blind faith and fanaticism. Okay? Sangye chudang so yin cho nam la chang jun bardo da nin ya zong chi da ge jin so ge be so nam ge do lai pen je dong ba lai sho Sangye chudang so yin cho nam lai chang jun bardo da nin ya zong chi Nangye jinso gebe sunam gi nolai benje
Dombarai Sho Sangye Chudang Soyen Chonam La Changchoy Pandoy Dani Yasui Che Dagi Jinsoy Gibi Sunam Yin Dolai Penche Sangye Dombarai Sho Zemjin Tamje Dewa Dang Devi Judang Dembara Gyurji Dungan Dang Dungan Gi Judang Tabarai Dungan Mebe Dewa Damba Dang Mendawa Gyurji Niring Chaban Nidang Tangyum Seme Bala Nevarai Gyurji Zemjin Tamje Dewa Dang Devi Judang Dembara Dungan Dang Dungan Gi Judang Tabarai Gyurji Dungan Mebe Dewa Damba Dang Nidang Tawe Dangyum Semen Bala Nevaran Yuruji Semchen Tamche Dewa Dang Devi Judang Dembarai Dungal Dang Dungan Gi Judang Tabarai Yuji Dungal Mebe Dewa Damba Dang Mendawa Niring Chadang Nidang Tawe Dangyum Semen Bala Nevarai Yuruji Malu Simjin Kunji Kunji Cheng, Judy Bunjin, Mrs. Johnson Long, and a mother, Chin Chinjin, John de Cogen, and the Shizong, Jane, Jen of Johnson, Domagala, Dombola, and Shane, and the Mountain, and Shizon, and she is Guru Damasio, Congregation, there was a government, but Jimmy Bashaba, Madame. Namkha Nimbo Jambo Dusan, if it's in Jala Sala, in Sivsunera, the one of you, the Juve of Galas, Sarashu, Johnson Banama, Salo, Durin Gomosha, Singi, Sanjay Demarkan Salo, Sura, Jimbo, Tajum Nedama, Cham Sai, Gombolurai, and the one forming in Chalan, Chicken, Shana Nebo, and then Jonah, the Bonan of the Mill. Kawaji, and the Mizama, yes, you were King, she was a Lashala, giving a regular Tinam, you could. Now the one of the was Chizon de Shabba Salo Golden Garage and Bema Garage in Banijum, so I didn't. Kadir Namanam Lasso one day, Shira Javisa, Wajivala, no, the Gonjo Shabba, some Paso Tomato, Jimmy Shion Boso one day, or Mitchell Ying, put on the Sun Yagan, and some shoes. Zavi Lame Shabla so one the Nelo Toba Jabra Chingelo. Dosa Simjan Tamjiki Loshus on the Rachingela, Chelam Rachingela, the Lam Truva Sebrachingela. Truva, Saldo Chavachingela, the soul, doesn't lawyer to Machingela to the Kemi, Kula Jabraching, Chemin, Nando Gabrachingela to the Ransom Kemi and Tobraching Nancy, Chugo Tobrachingela to so. Tembaran, Choki Majabam Chaban number give each other in English in Beirut. Pende Terde Silver Jebarasho Aya Damalai Giron Donjing and the Hundami again on the working Yedonajism, but Hamjiki the Chujang to your G. Okay, so we have done the refuge and bodhicitta as well as the blessings invocation from the lineage gurus. This is very important. Let's begin our day again, one of the most beautiful day in our life, the meaningful day I would say. Beautiful, I don't know. Thank you. Okay, so good morning everybody again, and yesterday we talked about some of the generalization, okay, because people usually they want to do things
such as Dharma practice and so on. Okay? But because they are not clear in deep, understanding the depth of what they wish to do. So that's why even they start for a few days, for a few months, for a few years, they get tired halfway. And the things then always left, unfinished. Because the more you do, the more question arises. And that question makes us, loosen, tiring. What is the point, that doesn't give me any meaning. Because of deep down there is a confusion, so our encourage then is lost. So that's why it's like the children, they see toy, new toy, and they are almost crazy. They sleep together, they eat together, they walk together. Isn't it? They even want to carry in their bag when they go to school. But after some days, then they lost their interest in that toy, because they see another new toys, you see. So we change in this way. So whatever we do, we must be clear. Not only clear on the surface level, but we should get the depth, the heart of it. Then nobody can stop us. Can anybody stop us from eating? Nobody can stop us, isn't it? Because hunger, we know what is that. And solution is food, we know. That's why we eat. The world is then running for this, the food, isn't it? So we must know the depth, clearly. So yesterday, the generalization of some of the points, like these are the most vital questions in everybody's life. Why there is a past life? How there is a future life? And then also the creation of this world. How did this begin? And then how this existence came about? What is the cause? Where it starts? What is karma? What is our mind? In a positive way, negative way, ordinary way, enlightened way. You see? So things like these, stuff like this. Once we are clear, then we have no more question. And there is a feeling that I will do. And really there is a complete reason I must do. Whether we will start right away or tomorrow or next year, that's another case. But deep down, nobody can move us now. Actually, the moving ourselves from inside is more effective. And that comes when our confusions are not clear, you see. So yesterday, we talked about these topics. And now you have ideas. How did this existence came about? Why there is a suffering in this world? What is the cause and source? And how they are related to our own mind? And what is this our mind on ordinary level? And how there is a past and future life and karma and so on. These things are clear. So, unless we are clear about these things, then topics, no matter how profound, it becomes for us like, nothing. It's like showing a movie, to a blind person. The person cannot see, but we show him the best movie in a TV screen or television, something like that. So, see. Yesterday, my attempt, my explanations more emphasize on that part. Yeah? Okay? So, I think more or less you understood, yeah? Why there is a suffering and what is karma and what is our mind on the ordinary level, where all these channeling, through one to the other, going to the source. We got the idea, isn't it? Okay. So today, we have 4 bardos. I'm going to explain you from the instruction point of view. Okay? How to understand these, and what are the solutions that we can apply to handle that, to face those. Okay? One thing, Buddha Shakyamuni, in one of the Tantra teaching, given this example. There is a bird called swallow, or what do you call it? Swallow, yeah? Okay. Swallow. Swallow. And another bird is called sparrow. Sparrow and then swallow is quite similar, but swallow is even more careful. Okay, so the swallow. There's a bird in Indonesian language. What do you call it? Sorry? Okay, so whatever, you understand it, yeah? Buddha gives this example. When I came to Indonesia first time a few years back, I met a guy who is a driver of my friend. He's Muslim, but he's a very good man. And while we travel around, he drives, and then we talk. He doesn't communicate much, in English, but he can speak a little bit. Then he teach me Bahasa. So I asked him, what do you call, bird? Then he said, burung. So I know only burung, but I don't know the swallow. Each detail. Okay, swallow is a bird, unlike other birds. He is very particular in choosing the location to build a nest. Is that? First, he chooses the location that is very safe. No lizard can reach up. No snake can come up. Almost no human can, reach that easily. And even he is particular taking distance from other dangers. He is more, trusted to the humans. He even built, near where the humans, because where there is a human, there will be less animal danger. So it's very wise, After building the nest, for him, going in and out, he doesn't have to think if there is some danger. He just go directly in, fly out directly. You see? But other birds, they have to, I think, check around, think, from here, fly there, fly here, check. And if everything is okay, then they go in. Before they come out, again they have to be very alert if there is some danger. So it's like every time going in and out, they have to fear the danger. So Buddha say, here among the world, human are the most fortunate. Among them, the most fortunate one are the then who have come into connection with the teachings of Buddha. They are then like swallow. And among these human also, the most intelligent, the most fortunate one is then those practitioners who does Dharma practice whole life. At the time when the death comes, they can fly, immediately become enlightened. You see, there is no fear, no danger. That's why the great meditation master, Milarepa, he said, what so-called death, something that we regard as very fearful. But for me, practitioner like me, death is no danger at all. But instead, that's a chance to be enlightened at once. Can you imagine? Buddha's teaching is such a, compassionate teachings. So there is a solution such as this. That's why we have to be like a swallow. We have the location now as a human. Okay? And now whether we want to really make it secure or not, then depends on whether we want to learn Dharma and practice or not. If we practice, we become like a swallow. If we don't, we become like other birds. Okay? So this is what Buddha gives as example. Okay, so this is what we should keep in our mind, and we should try to learn. No matter whatever way, Theravada way, Mahayana, Vajrayana, doesn't matter. In this world, actually, there are so many uneducated people who, like my village, we have no school still. And when I was small, school, the term school was like, a name of a bird. Nobody knows. There are so many uneducated people in this world. What you call the illiterate. Yeah? A lot in this world. And then there are people, another category, who are literate but not so educated. And there are people who are more better educated, and there are people who are intellectually, so wise and intelligent, super, those scientists and specialists, isn't it? Experts. Same in this world. There are billions of them who are actually suffering in a lost world. That's like illiterate one. Have no idea about education. Billions of beings in this world, countless beings who have no idea. Totally lost in darkness and confusion. They have no idea. That's one category, first category. But still they are struggling, to know, to learn. Second category, because they are tired of this confusion, so they try now. But the first try becomes failure, mistaken, wrong. That's why there are so many people in this world who worship this, who follow that, who practice this. There are so many, forms of practices in the name of, maybe you can call it indigenous religion, indigenous knowledge practice, indigenous whatever. Okay? So the second category then are those. They are not lost. They try to come out of that but fail. But better than nothing, isn't it? That's the second category. Because there are so many people who are literate, but to understand the real meaning, then they always, make mistake. They don't get the real point, main point. Even they can read, but they can't get the meaning. And they interpret in a wrong way. Misleadings happen. So in this world also same. Third category, they are now tired, to be lost in a wrong way, wrong path, wrong view, wrong practice. Then they try to find, search. Finally they find something that is right, but 100% no, only 10% they can connect to, or maybe 20% they can connect to, slowly. So see, third category then gets the right path, but not 100% completely. It's like those who are educated little bit better than those who can only just read, and making mistakes. by wrong interpretations and comprehension. Same, you see. And then the fourth category is not only connected, getting the right point, but also they understand it in a whole, sort of way. They can understand completely, 100%. So see, lost, then try to get out of that, wrong, then try to get out of that. You are in the right path, but only limited path. Okay? And then from there, you go higher, then you get the complete thing. Same, isn't it? Is that clear? So in this world, there are so many, kinds of practices in the name of religion, this and that, so many. But you can understand in this way. Okay? But I don't mean to say non-Buddhist sort of practice, religion, all those are, nothing. I don't mean to say that. It's good. So when somebody say, I want to study, that's good. That's already the starting. And when somebody can say APP, apple, and that's even better, isn't it? So in this way, today, in this world, coming into the connection with the Dharma, the teachings of Buddha, is very, very, very fortunate. So therefore, in this very moment, this lifetime, if we want to be like a swallow, we must try to get the essence, like I told you yesterday. Okay? Must get the essence. But basically, yesterday I gave you very simple practice. How to, transform our own daily thoughts. When we wake up, eat, sweat, shower, all the things. These are some very simple things that we can really do. Because we have to eat. And that's not extra thing that we have to do. We have to walk. And something easily to do with the mind, that can easily apply it. You see, so these are something. Another thing, we must know, Buddha has explained that our life is such a special. He gives example in sutra. Very old tortoise, okay? Few hundred years, blind tortoise, remaining under the sea, at the bottom. That comes out of the sea, on the surface, once for a momentarily, short moment on the surface, once in 100 years. Okay? So this is the example that Buddha gave. Meaning is what? The big ocean is samsara. Ocean is completely water, isn't it? Samsara is completely suffering, isn't it? Tortoise is then we, ourselves. Why then, when people ask us, how old are you? Oh, I'm just 35, And I also know, many people mind if we ask their age, isn't it? They don't want to tell their age. You can hide by not telling to those people who ask you, but actually the age we cannot really reduce, isn't it? It keeps going up. Why the old tortoise? We are in this world not for 35 years, 40 years, 100 years, one lifetime. Beginningless time, for very, very long time. That's why all tortoise. Blind. Why? It's because we are under the control of ignorance. Is it clear? We are controlled by ignorance. Blind. Why at the bottom of sea? Among these 6 worlds, the bottom is then spirit, animal, and the most is the hell. Okay? So it's like in 100 years, 99.9999 remain under the sea, the bottom, means we spend most of our life in this world, samsara, in unfortunate world. Is that clear? Comes up for a short moment on the surface. Then it's like being born as a human, being born as a gods or the heavenly beings. That's like, once in 100 years. You see? And that can be any time, momentary, one day, 10 years. Some people die, very young age. So no guarantee. So this is the example that Buddha gave. Can you imagine how fortunate we are to get this human life now here and to live up to, this age, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70, 80 years, how fortunate we are. But the sad part is we have never been realizing it, the value. So we just use it, in a very same way that we had been doing for lives and lives and lifetime, wasting it for nothing. We have 2 eyes, but we kept watching movies, like myself. I watched a serial movie, like there's a serial killer movie, sorry. I watched last night also. I haven't finished it. I like movies. We use our eye most of the time for the movies and things that is not so important most of the time, isn't it? But fortunately, I've been also, use my eyes, to read the text quite long time. So this is good, I think, at least. Then we have 2 ears. What happened to them? What happened to that girl? And what happened to those family? We keep hearing the nonsense, isn't it? The 2 ear, how wonderful these things, that using this, in a meaningful way, we can change ourselves, transform ourselves, but we always kept using it for something else. Smell, taste, feelings, all those in this way, we have been using it, kind of misusing it now. So that's why in this world we are born as such a fortunate, but now we must realize this is not only fortunate to say, but to do now, isn't it? So we have to understand this is only here for a short time. Nobody knows. After sleeping tonight in our bed, nobody is going to guarantee us, even the insurance companies, that you will wake up tomorrow morning. Nobody will guarantee us. Impermanent is such as that. So keeping this in mind, we should start learning Dharma, practicing Dharma, teaching Dharma ourselves, training to your children, to the family, to the parents, to the friends, as much as you can. Yes, we have to do it. Then only we can be like a swallow. Otherwise, end up again, like a pigeon, maybe like a chicken, whatever. So we have to prepare ourselves here, now. Okay? So realize this precious moment. Then there's Buddha also goes, with this example. There is a ring. Okay, he gives something else, but let make it very easy. There is a ring, okay? There is a ring floating on the with the waves on the surface of the ocean, here and there. It's like keep moving. And ocean is very big, so it's only one ring, something like that. So the tortoise comes up once in momentarily, up in 100 years. Can you imagine the ring and the tortoise, the meeting, the tortoise head and the ring meeting? It's like, looks like impossible, isn't it? Because tortoise cannot see. He doesn't have an eye. The ring will not, really purposely go to him, It is kept sort of floating here and there, moving. So the ring is then like the meeting of the master. And then the teacher, the teachings, the dharma, the right dharma. Okay? So, even the tortoise comes up once in 100 years. Meeting with that ring is like almost impossible. But sometime incidentally, fortunately, they do meet. It's possible. Similarly, now we are fortunately here connected to that ring, the teachings of Buddha. Okay? So therefore, don't miss this chance now. This chance will never come again. Really. So that's why teaching of the Buddha, whatever way you want to practice, master. If possible, because you are educated, I feel much more comfortable teaching you guys than teaching in those, villages in my country, in India. Very difficult for me, because they are not educated. So to understand things, very difficult, for them. Even I want to, really put into plate and then spoon feed. Cannot. It's very difficult. I feel like tiring and I often get back pain, But I try my best. That's why I learn different dialect language. And when I go to those mountain regions, I teach them. Those who speak Himalayan language in the Himalayan language, Tibetan language, Nepali language, I teach in the different languages. I learn this language. Like English, I never been to school in my life. Not even a teacher in my life who taught me English. It's a self-practice. And my motivation to learn English is then to teach. Really. So, therefore, you are educated. Now you can learn from many things. You can use the technologies. You can use the books. And you can meet. Because we are very fortunate, Like you guys, you have education. You have, if you want to do, you can make money also. Very easy to get jobs here. Even though you complain. We have complaints. Isn't it? Very fortunate. How wonderful. You have life, you have education, you have, possibility for making money. And then I think enough also. But because of our desire that has never satisfaction nature, so we don't get satisfied. And then we feel always kind of, something is still missing, isn't it? But actually, very fortunate. So you can use that fortunate, condition for the Dharma. Use the money. When we see a new brand, new fashion, new advertisement, then we even fly all the way from Jakarta to Singapore and Hong Kong, just because to buy one bag, isn't it? And some people, they fly all the way to America, to get what brand of what you call that, I don't know. All these. But how about if you use that money, to go to meet a master in Tibet or Myanmar or somewhere, Sri Lanka or, The amount of money you will spend, if you compare with the amount of knowledge you will gain, we pay a lot of money to get educated in those, international level college, university. But the knowledge from those masters you get, if you compare, far better. Really. So that's why please, make use of those, what do you call that? Fortunes, the good fortunes. And try to learn, to create a condition. Not only for yourself, try to teach others. There are so many people hungry for Dharma in the Himalayan region. We have so many people. I have water here. Thank you. We have so many people. They have been Buddhists for generation. But today, because they are backwarded in many ways, cultural form, traditional form of the teaching is left there. But the essence now is missing. All those masters, great masters, are passing away one after the other. Newcomers are not so concentrated, on those area. Then they are now really in thirst. Dharma is needed to all. So they have problem. Even they want to invite the masters, they cannot arrange, you see. Why Buddha Shakyamuni didn't teach for 7 weeks, 49 days after he passed away, enlightened? Because the value of the teaching. He purposely wanted to take the opportunity, few people to take the opportunity by showing their sense of value, the Dharma, towards the Dharma. So he purposely say, I actually got the answer, the final answer to all universal questions, problem. But if I teach, nobody will understand. So better I keep quiet. He declared. And that was heard by all the different beings, Nagas, then even the heavenly beings such as Indra and all those, we find the history, isn't it? Then 2 of them comes, especially. But there are many others, But 2 of them comes, Brahma and Indra, as a god representing the heavenly beings. They come with offerings. Ask Buddha, please now share those teachings that you have received, enlightened, realized. Buddha actually could start, himself. But why he purposely wait for that moment is because 2 of them Brahma and Indra, they have promised. They had their commitment is every person becomes Buddha. They comes in a kind of form and request teachings. People who request for the teachings and organize teachings, you can consider they are something, really. Because Buddha wanted to happen that thing so that the people in the world will know what a value, the Dharma is. And then by requesting teaching to Buddha, then he opened up, he shared. See, 2,557 years passed by today, roughly. As if he is still here now, the teaching is benefiting tremendously, continuously. And it is like going, traveling all over the world. Not in another way, but through the hearts of people. You see, making the heart as the main highway is traveling around now. You see? So that's why requesting teachings, these are very wonderful things. Buddha purposely wanted those people, this becomes an example, so that requesting for teaching becomes a great example for an accumulation of merit, So, today, we, in our fortunes, try to provide the teachings for more and more. And now here, we have to come together. Like we say, and we also believe roughly, unity is a strength. But we're actually to come to join hands, then we always fail because we have excuses. You see, just because we have different ropes, is that so? Or because of the different shape of the temple? In the name of organization, clubbings, uniform, yanas, sectarian, then we cannot get together. That's an obstacle actually, So that's why try to get together. Try to work for each other. Try to support each other. And learn the Dharma. And provide this opportunity to others. Do it. Especially we as a Buddhist, we have to do it. We often lack to manifest our compassion that we talk about. Really manifesting it in our action. Where it is needed. From the family problem to the world scale problem. When there is a disaster happen, those who come to serve, then is maybe Red Cross, then some of the other religious, friends. But as a Buddhist, we are always, quiet. Because maybe all of us want to, remain in quiet, in place, doing meditation, just sitting. So disaster happen, and then flood is there, tsunami is happen, and many people are starving, struggling, need food, medicine, all this. But we still, there are some, but still we are far, at the back. So please, in Indonesia, there is a great hope. And I can feel you can really do. So please, join together. From today, you make your heart for all, universal. And this is one very good way to train yourself in Dharma, practically. And that is another way to also make ourselves like a swallow. Okay? Please, do it. Okay? And then, understanding in daily life, understanding karma is very important. Karma. Okay? You see how fortunate our life is. Second thing, this is impermanent. It will not last, forever. Here we are now. I think will be very few, one or two, possibly living more than 90 years old. After maybe from now, I think 60 years, maybe 50 years. I don't think we will be here anymore, isn't it? Impermanent, really. So, when we are energetic, when we are provided with your fortune conditions, please do it. Try to convince people, family, doesn't matter. Take the challenges. Okay, so this is one thing. Another thing then is karma. Like impermanent, Buddha said, whatever that is gathered has to be departed at the end. That's impermanent, yeah? Whatever that is built up, that has to be collapsed down. I went to Jambi and all those temples, mostly they are ruins. Isn't it? Whatever that is built up has to be collapsed down at the end. Whatever that is born will definitely die. Whatever that is accumulated will exhaust at the end. Isn't it? No matter how, strongly we wish to stick with our family and then family members and all, but at the end we have to separate, and that's a fact, isn't it? So therefore, impermanent, keeping this in our mind. Don't delay. Saying next year, after I finish this thing, after I'll be done with that thing, please don't wait. At least little by little, now start. Okay? This is one thing. Then karma, the law of cause and effect, then is a universal law that you know very well. What you plant, and that is what it grows. You plant the poison, grows poison. Medicine grows medicine, isn't it? We do good, the result will be good. Bad, result will be bad. And karma is not as simple as that. It is very complex thing. So very deep, actually profound subject. But does it